of just the logo?
Yeah, that's cool. And so he texted, he's like, I'm really sick. I'm like, I'm really sick too. Like Chris Barron sucks, man. He got me sick. And then afterwards we realized what it was.
How do I link this up to my... I keep on forgetting how to...
Once the video's up on Facebook, then you can just share it from Facebook. The Gov's Comedy Club Radio is the name of the Facebook page.
Okay. Go.
Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by Roslyn Social, a social experience in dining. Roslyn Social is the area's premier location for elevated pub food, craft cocktails, and local beers. Their spacious rooftop lounge is open for you to take in the fresh air. In addition to the rooftop, they're open for takeout, curbside pickup, delivery, and on your favorite food service apps. Even their famous cocktails and desserts are available to go as well. Roslyn Social is located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. That's 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give Roslyn Social a call and say hi to Nick at 516-801-4963. That's 516-801-4963. You can follow them on Facebook at Roslyn Social. Thank you from Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. Two Eagles Auto Body is a family-owned and operated collision shop located in New Hyde Park, Long Island. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Two Eagles Auto Body handles foreign and domestic automobiles and motorcycles using such techniques as state-of-the-art paint spray booths and computer color matching. In the event of an accident, from tow through the insurance process to the return of your vehicle, Two Eagles Auto Body is with you. Two Eagles Auto Body is constantly striving for perfection, with your satisfaction being their number one priority. Two Eagles Auto Body is located in New Hyde Park, Long Island at 1818 Falmouth Avenue. That's 1818 Falmouth Avenue in New Hyde Park. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527. Also follow them on Facebook at Two Eagles Auto Body. And that is with two capital I's for a Roman numeral 2 for your convenience. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Gina Kangemi Coffin, licensed real estate agent with Signature Premier Properties. That's Gina Kangemi Coffin, licensed real estate agent with Signature Premier Properties. 631-495-7696. That's 631-495-7696. When you work with Gina, you tap into the collective experience of the best, most experienced realtors on Long Island. Contact Gina today to discuss how Signature Premier Properties and Gina can help you market and sell your property successfully or find your perfect home. More information about Gina's listings can be found at signaturepremier.com. That's signaturepremier.com. List your house with Gina, and she will work so hard for you and sell your house so fast that it will make your head spin! It will make your head spin. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Bella Vista Pizza. Bella Vista Pizza, for the best pizza in the whole wide world. Check out Bella Vista Pizza. They offer thin crust, thin whole wheat, deep dish, and gluten-free pies. Also pasta and baked dishes, calzones and rolls, heroes, entrees, salads, sides, and appetizers. You can follow them on Facebook at Bella Vista Pizza and Pasta. That's Bella Vista Pizza and Pasta on Facebook, and on Instagram at Bella Vista Pizza LI. That's at Bella Vista Pizza LI on Instagram. Bella Vista, that's Italian, folks. A beautiful view, a beautiful site located at 154 Minetto Hill Road in Plainview. That's 154 Minetto Hill Road in Plainview. 516-433-4464. That's 516-433-4464. BellaVistaPizza.com, Bambinos. Check them out today. And, of course, the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by Knockem Dead Comedy. Knockem Dead Comedy for the funniest murder mysteries in the whole wide world. These are by design comedic murder mysteries. 100% real comedy and mystery, 100% comedic murder. No humans or animals are harmed in the making. Do you want to see a boring murder mystery where some crusty old pea-pants says, "There's been a murder in the parking lot of some character you've never met"? That kind of murder mystery, you don't want to see that. You want the full experience. You want to meet and hang out with the character who's going to ultimately and soon meet their comedic demise. You want to see that comedic murder happen right before your eyes as you laugh, sing, and dance as a part of the action at a Knockem Dead Comedy murder mystery show. on Instagram. Follow at Knockem Dead Comedy. That's at Knockem Dead Comedy on Instagram. For upcoming show dates, check out knockemdeadcomedy.com/show dates. That's knockemdeadcomedy.com/show dates. On Facebook, go to that little box at the top of your screen, type in Knockem Dead Comedy, and hit enter.
The laughs have already started here, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Wow, my voice is still shot. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club. It is Monday. It's
February 15th.
February 15th. Oh, that's right. It's President's Day.
It's President's Day.
And it's a good thing it's President's Day because we have some very special guests with us here today, ladies and gentlemen. We have, number 1, George Washington himself, and we have number 16, Abraham Lincoln. They're both here. There they are. Abe Lincoln.
G-Dub, what's up?
They're here. We're very excited about spending their day with them here today. We're thankful that they came in here today. Is the music playing? Oh, there it is, a little bit. Don't make it too loud because we can hear it. We're honored that of all the places these two men could have been, they came here with us today.
They're so mad they did.
I can't say I blame them. Before we get started, just like to point out, you saw the Teespring commercial. Grab yourself some Govs Radio merchandise from teespring.com. Send it to us. Send a picture of yourself with the Govs Radio swag. Send it to us on Facebook. You get yourself a free pass to any of the 3 great Governor's Comedy Clubs, of course, when they open. But go to govs.com to find out when they're opening and what's cooking. Go to govsradio.com. That's where our show is playing right now, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. And, of course, Boxcast. You can check us out on Boxcast. That's where you can watch us on your TV. Good morning, Ken Pichelle, who just did the ads for us. Thank you, Ken. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Erin White.
Erin White, she's wonderful.
White. She is wonderful. And because of you, she was able to marry a black man.
Good work, Erin.
Good work, Aaron.
I'd like to say, George, because of me.
Yeah, well, because you ended the whole slavery issue. You put it to bed. You solved it.
Well, Tony, if you know anything about me, and you should, you'll know that I'm not a modest man.
I do know that about you,
and you
President.
are right. I righted so many wrongs.
As well as you both did.
Yeah.
Jeff Posey's watching. Nikki's watching. Captain Jack. Nikki says, Happy Monday. Thank you. You too.
Notice I've given you your freedom to speak, so I am allowing you. That's why I've been quiet. Freedom of speech.
we do appreciate that. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning. Andy Plajanos says, you two are the sexiest presidents ever.
Thank you, Amy.
Andrew, you would be punctilious in assuming that.
Carrie, where's your swag? Well, you get on the couch and you'll get your swag. All right, so let's get right into this. I have to ask first about the wardrobe. President Lincoln, you have a robe with initials that aren't yours.
No, I don't. You see, Tony, once you pass,
yes,
as you might have heard I did.
Yes.
Once you pass into the into the
beyond,
into the beyond, the heaven,
where
obviously I am. Time moves differently. Moves differently, and
slower or faster.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
So it's like an altered, an alternate universe, like in all the Marvel movies.
Alternate universe, alternate time. It's wonderful.
Okay.
Often, but it also moves a lot quicker.
Okay.
Down here.
Right.
So I got up this morning, jumped out of the shower.
Yes.
This is not, of course, my robe. I jumped right out of the shower and I realized I had a time constraint here. And this is actually John Denver's robe.
John Denver's robe. Oh, so you're friends with John Denver?
Well, we've been seeing each other.
Oh, so there's a lot of differences going on up there in the heaven, as you called it.
Well, sexuality is fluid, Tony.
Wow.
Some might even say that gender roles are a societal construct.
Really?
Sure.
We'll have to get back to that. We have a phone call?
We have a phone call.
Well.
Good morning. You're live on the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show with Presidents Lincoln and Washington. Who's this?
Good morning, Mr. Tony Walker. How you doing?
Good morning, DJ D-Love. How are you, buddy?
Good, man. How was your weekend?
The weekend was good. Valentine's Day. Did you celebrate with Dorian? Did you Skype with? Did you FaceTime or Zoom with him and make the sweet love?
Yes, I talked to him a couple times a little bit yesterday. It was nice.
Did you send him a gift for Valentine's Day?
No, I forgot all about it.
You forgot? What kind of husband are you?
No, I sent him a gift. I sent him a gift before Thanksgiving, though, so he's all set.
Before Thanksgiving. You realize that was like 4 months ago.
Yeah, I know.
Time for a new gift. On Valentine's Day and birthdays and Christmas, you have to get gifts, DJ D-Love.
Of course, I know that.
Got to teach you everything.
I know that, don't I? I know that. So, my weekend was really good. Guess what I got myself this weekend?
I'm sorry, what'd you do this weekend?
I went out with my cousin this weekend, and I got me a Nerf gun.
You got a Nerf gun?
Yes.
Well, we have President Lincoln here. Don't talk about guns.
I started getting a little sweaty. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah,
That's right.
You want to say hi?
I'm not going to shoot the president. They're awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. They're awesome. You want to say hi to President Lincoln and President Washington?
Yeah, that's actually my favorite president is Washington. Now Lincoln.
Nice. This is your number one fan, DJ D-Love.
Let me ask you something. How do you feel about the Federalists?
I think it's great.
That's the correct answer.
Good answer, DJ D-Love. All right, do you have a little rap or something to get us going this week?
Yes, actually, I got a song for you guys today. Actually, I came with a good song today. Actually, it's a Valentine's Day song. Actually,
A Valentine's Day song. We'd love to hear
A
it.
day of love.
yes,
Okay.
it's called. It goes. Yo, my name is DJ D-Love, man. You guys don't know what was yesterday? Valentine's Day, man. I guess everybody don't know about that, man. It's nothing but love time, man. I guess I'm just bugging, chilling, man. Nothing but love time. You say hello to your family. Say hello to everybody in the family. Oh, yeah, nothing but love time. Valentine's Day. Give everybody a hug and kisses. Oh, yeah. Valentine's Day is here, so you know what to do. Oh, yeah, bust the move. Oh, boy. I think it's going to be a good one. Check it out. And I got another one for the presidents. The President's Day, too. Oh, yeah. Say hello to Washington and Lincoln. I said, oh, yeah. Check it out. People. Bust the move, you suckers.
DJ D-Love. I like the way you were saying love.
Normally, you pay $2.99 a minute to hear that kind of rap.
Nice job, DJ
Now,
D-Love.
normally, performances and such kind of make me a little sweaty. Last
Yes.
thing I caught at the Ford's Theater really didn't do it for me, but that was certainly worthy of something.
No, thank you, DJ D-Love, for that fantastic song, buddy. We'll
Very versatile. Very different than
I
the
can't wait
Mustang
to April,
rap.
Tony. I hope
Yes.
you still work on April for me.
Yes, we are.
can't
Don't,
wait.
yes, promise. You will be here in April and August.
Unless you keep bringing it
Yes,
up.
but do you know what day? Do you know what day in April?
No, remember I told you I'll email your cousin this week and we'll set it up.
All right, good. Yes, please
All right,
do.
pal.
All right, guess what? I gotta say something before we leave.
Yep.
You know what to say? You suckers!
Suckers!
Happy President's Day! You
There you go.
suckers!
DJ D-Love setting the tone.
What does the D stand for?
The DJ. The DJ Love. DJ D Love.
Those diverse.
Well,
Because he can rap
Dennis,
about love,
right?
Mustangs. He's reminding us
right.
today what to sing for next Valentine's Day.
Exactly. It's impressive that
You
you're
know-
up on your DJ D Love.
Yeah, he knows about Nerf guns.
Yeah, he does.
It's a
Yep.
Renaissance DJ.
What I know about the rapping is
Yes.
this, that he's rapping and he's a DJ.
Correct.
So he's an MC and a DJ.
MC DJ D Love.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Wow, this is a completely different Abraham Lincoln than the world is used to. The heaven is really something up there.
Well, I'm a very, very, very multi-leveled kind of person. That's, everyone knows me as, the guy with the hole in the head, and, he freed slaves, which I did. Unfortunately, the first one I'm not happy about. Second one I'm very, very happy about. But there's a lot of things that people don't know.
We have a call coming in. Hello, welcome
Oh.
to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show.
Is it Mary Todd?
Hello, is this
Checks
the
in the
Knockem
mail.
Dead Comedy Show?
Yes, who's this?
this is someone who you've been wanting to speak to for a long, long time. How are you guys doing today?
Wow, yes, we've been dying to talk to you, President Trump. And is this, this is something now. Now we have three former presidents.
Well,
Absolutely, but the greatest president of all, the sexiest president of all, is on your phone right now, in flesh. Well, not in the flesh, but more in the voice. How are you?
Are you? Where are you calling from? A tanning bed?
Yes, absolutely. I am calling from my peach field. As you know, I love peaches. They're my favorite fruit. Me and my wife, Melanoma, we enjoyed watching the Peach Show the other day, and it was just a fantastic episode. And by the way, I'd like to comment on the results by saying, nah, nanny freaking boo-boo, I win, you lose.
You guys, Mr. Presidents, do you have anything you'd like to discuss with President Trump? This is an historic moment. I'm sure you guys have lots of thoughts and feelings about President Trump.
I'm open to taking any question that is there, so go ahead, ask away.
I understand what he's gone through. When I dealt in the Battle of Long Island, and I had spies in New York, and at that particular time, those that remember history know that back in 1781.
Yes.
1781, I was just graduated high school. It was a great year.
Grandpa speaking. I remember in 1781, there were plots to kill me.
I got my first blowjob from a gay man back in 72. It was fantastic.
What?
I don't know.
He really grabbed me by my pussy.
But it turned out one thing we have in common is that there were people that were traitors in my background, and as well as you, the mayor of New York, ironically named Dave Matthews, also was looking to plot to thwart me as leader. So one thing we have in common is Dave Matthews hates both of us. The New York City mayor hates both of us. They can go relieve themselves in a stovepipe hat.
Hey. Maybe not a stovepipe hat?
Well, they're full of excrement, so I mean...
I'm wearing a stovepipe hat, sir. Maybe they can relieve themselves in something else. I have suffered enough ignominies.
Big word.
This show
Check
is
that out. Make sure I use that right.
boring me. Terrible ratings.
Well,
you guys have a great day.
Oh, thank you, President Trump. All right, thanks for calling. How would you two presidents have handled the situation that President Trump was in, the pandemic? How would you guys have done anything different?
Do I have to bring up Valley Forge? I mean,
point well taken.
People, frostbite people. We all had to wear wigs because real men had syphilis, and not so real men had to hide that they didn't have syphilis. So there was a lot of things going on back in the 178s, as we used to call it.
Good times.
Yeah,
I've traveled there.
Won a couple wars, no big deal.
Right, absolutely, yes.
Well, so did I.
Well, yeah. Well, this isn't a competition. We're this.
One.
and it was between your own people. Real cute. It's good.
Oh.
I thought you two got along. I'm very surprised.
After me,
you set the bar very high.
I kind of stopped paying attention to presidents once they got down to Lin-Manuel Miranda. So anyone after him, I kind of don't pay attention to. Sure. No offense to you.
None taken. I certainly don't give much of a fig about many of the ones that came after me.
Well, this is great. We're getting a lot of calls here. I'm surprised.
Welcome to the Knockem Comedy Radio Show.
Hello, my name is John. I'm calling to talk with Mr. Lingdon.
Yes.
He's here. Good morning, John.
Yes. So how was the play?
Well, there are some very... I know that voice.
Yes. And I was wondering, why was Lincoln never put into a jail?
Why? Hold on. Let me use one of these.
Use this one.
Oh, I'll use this one.
Because he's innocent.
My hat thing is here we go. Here we go.
John, did you hurt your leg at one point, John?
Well, I had a bit of a fall. Yes.
Yeah.
But
I know.
but I recovered. Yeah.
I know who this is.
Yeah.
This is that third-rate actor whose brother was much better. By the way, did you know that?
I did actually. Yes.
Yes. That they were kind of like the Baldwin brothers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The Wilkes Booth brothers.
Yes. Well, I thought I would call in with a joke about Abraham Lincoln. It truly was worth a shot.
Is it very hot where you are, Mr. Booth?
Will's just mad
No,
right now.
quite comfortable.
What's that?
Quite comfortable.
Oh, it's quite comfortable where you are.
And let's face it, I killed that night.
Is he enjoying Shark Island?
Let me explain something to you, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr.
So,
Mr.
what's it like
My
to
American
be,
cousin
to
was
be,
so bad that
shot in
Wilkes
front
Booth
of
did
a
me a
live
favor.
audience, sir?
What's that again?
What's it like being shot in front of a live audience there on Knockem Dead?
I've been through a lot of therapy there, Wilkie, and this stuff doesn't bother me anymore. All right?
He actually helped you because you pointed out you're having a great time where you are. You're dating John Denver, for crying out loud.
Oh, well, I'm dating a lot. Mary Todd and I didn't really work out very well. She's a little monomaniacal. Arn Houdini sitting over a Ouija board giggling. Rosabelle believes it's not the way you want to spend a day. You know what I'm saying? You, Wilkie, well, I got you on the phone. Let's have a little gab, shall we?
Bring it, Linky.
You did me a favor. You see, because I have temporal insight now, being up in heaven, I can see what my life would have been like if I hadn't been shot. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. With the advent of advertising print and not having a very high salary as president, no pension afterwards, I would have been reduced to working in the streets, singing and dancing, starting to be on theater, on stage. And in 1897, who I would have been starring with in an Abbott and Costello-like romp?
No clue.
You, John Wilkes Booth. We would have been a comedy duo and not a very much loved one.
So would you say that both of us really used your head?
I hate you.
Thank you, Mr. Booth. It was quite interesting hearing from you today.
Up the south, you one-legged bastard.
Hey! Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
He hasn't lost any of his vitriol,
I see that.
Tony.
I see that.
None of his vitriol.
Goodness. Good word. You guys, yeah, very intelligent presidents.
So
So
we were more educated back then.
yeah, absolutely you
More
were. You guys
educated
read a lot of
back then.
books.
That's all you had to do.
Let me get back then to, we started with the wardrobe, Mr. President. I see you wearing a Grateful Dead T-shirt.
Yes, I'm grateful to be dead, as well as celebrating mattresses and car sales this month. And I don't want to remind my protege who people like to throw at when women dance. You don't see many women trying to pick up your face, let's just say, and put them in their bra.
Well, I'm certainly on a higher denomination.
Yeah, but I mean, you're dating John Denver, and I mean, you probably think his last hit was Monterey Bay, but that's all right.
Listen, George, with all due respect, no one cuddles like John Denver.
Is that how you celebrated Valentine's Day yesterday? Did you cuddle with John Denver?
I did. He croons lovingly. You keep the booze away from him, and he's fine.
Oh, okay. They have booze up in heaven.
Well, good God, yes.
Good to know.
And since you're not a female, he won't beat you, correct?
He tries. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, that's the thing. You get a couple daiquiris in him, and suddenly it's old swinging John Denver.
Yep.
Without the daiquiris, he's still swinging John Denver, if you know what I'm saying.
How did you spend your Valentine's Day, sir, President Washington?
I was at a couple of local Ford dealerships. Ford, sorry, I didn't mean to touch the subject.
Therapy, man. Therapy. I'm good.
Actually did sign off on a couple of Lincoln deals, a couple of Jeep dealerships. I like their product, but I didn't know that buying them now reunites this country. According to your man you call the boss, that apparently buying this Jeep.
Yes.
That is the not systemic racism, not women getting an equal fair share and
That's right.
pay. That apparently buying Jeeps, this is what's going to bring our country back to another.
Hey, he's the boss. We got to do what he
war.
says.
Yeah,
And
Well-
but he left out in that commercial that you apparently can have a couple of shots before you go drive the Jeep.
I wouldn't say shots.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Excuse me.
Therapy, man. Therapy. I'm good. This is a very triggering morning, but I am okay.
Triggering morning.
I mean, I don't know
Oh,
what it's
God.
like to be pulled over. I mean, I've had a couple of sarsaparillas in my day.
Sarsaparillas.
Yeah, a couple of swills of the birch beer, but nothing too fancy. Because, I had to be a leader and run this new country. So I had to stay on the straight and narrow.
Absolutely.
Now, I can listen to whatever I want.
Nice.
Be cool.
Be cool. Can you show us your wood?
What? Wait, what?
His teeth.
I actually...
He has. George Washington had wooden teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a long story. I'm
Yeah.
seeing a dental surgeon on the side
Nice.
for that.
Nice.
Yeah, because there's... I was told they were wood. Other people have said that they're the teeth of slaves. That's what's been discovered. So now, I mean, obviously, there's so much first president guilt that I feel. So
Understood.
I'm looking to get implants. And apparently ivory is no longer a thing.
No.
Because I thought ivory was white and shiny. So I was under the assumption I could get white ivory implants, but apparently no.
And what? So what is it? Gold? Like the gangster rappers? Or is that?
There's a man, I believe he's called Flavor Flav.
Okay.
He's supposed to connect me with someone. Apparently platinum grills are a new thing that I'm looking into
Interesting.
if I can't get implants.
Interesting. Abe Lincoln. All right, I'm going to read some comments. Abe Lincoln gives pennies worth of influence to any interracial marriage. Good morning to the Amish dude. Hello, Joan. Let's see. Everybody's saying good morning to each other. Washington isn't just a deadhead; his whole body is dead, says Andy Plajanos.
Oh, that was mean spirited.
I believe Andy is somewhere right now muddling over a screaming woman like this tied to a railroad track with that mustache.
Yes, with
of
the
his. Yeah.
George Washington must be disgusted about what this world has come to.
Not happy about it. Not happy about it. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut next to old Georgie boy here, having to undo some of his problems. But we'll get that till later.
I've got no fear. I won 2 wars, and I led this country. So you
Yes.
do your best and get shot in the head
Right.
by the Stephen Baldwin of your time.
That's very true. Terrible.
Carrie says you look hot in your robe.
Well, thank you, Carrie.
Let's see.
That's what John Denver thought too.
I bet.
As did Adlai Stevenson.
Who's that?
Adlai Stevenson ran for president in the 50s, the 1950s.
The 1950s.
The last time that I had gone to sleep.
Oh! You can stay up that long and you're in the heaven.
This is what happens. This is what happens, Tony. I went to sleep 1953.
Okay.
There were a couple problems starting out in this country. Systemic racism, slavery owning. A couple people who started the whole thing didn't do anything about it. I had to take care of it. Took a shot in the head
Again.
because of it. Get up to heaven. Look down. Things seem fine. I got Andrew Johnson working on it. I
Nice.
can trust him. I go to take a nap. Wake up. 1870s. Johnson screwed everything up. Call him a couple times in hell, giving him the, phony phone call. Go back to sleep. I wake up in the 1950s. Little Rock schools. Starting to do a little integration. I'm like, everything's cool. Everything's fine.
Right.
I didn't go down. I didn't go down badly.
Just like John Denver.
John Denver
That's-
just
Yeah.
Oh,
there
my
you go,
God.
yeah.
So good. So good. Anyway.
Yes.
But you really believe that you didn't stand for a war to prevent the South from thriving over the North? Because let's be honest, most of the best food and cotton came from the South. I mean, you could whatever helps you fill that empty hole in your head. That's cool, but let's be honest, man. That war was all about trying to stop the South from being their own independent country.
Well, George, you know what I can't fill my hole in the head with? The teeth of slaves that were in your mouth.
They told me it was wood. I was like, all right. You know what? Listen, it's like the
Really?
law of sausages. They told me it was wood. What do I know?
All right there, hot dog teeth. Fantastic. Anyway, what I'd like to say is this.
Yes. Yes. Mr.
So,
President.
I wake up on President's Day, say hello to Hitler, up in heaven.
Hitler's in heaven?
Well, he doesn't live there, Tony.
Oh.
Hitler comes up to heaven. They bring him up there.
Put him to work
mostly
or
on
something?
celebratory. Oh, pinata.
Okay. Excellent.
Oh, that's their Pol potluck dinner that they normally share.
Right.
Yeah, I don't get that invite because I hang out with the cool people. Like I hang out, big Jerry Garcia
Nice.
fan, hanging out with Chris Farley. Shout out CF. It's his birthday today.
It's his birthday, yeah.
Happy birthday, Chris.
And it's
Stevie
Joey
Ray
Cola's
Vaughan.
birthday today.
You know what? I heard happy 4-month belated birthday
Right.
to the man they call Joey Cola.
Or happy 8-month early birthday to Joey Cola.
Yes. The Nutella is in the mail.
Yes. Yes. Yep. But don't send him too much because, we don't want him joining you guys up there just yet.
No. God forbid.
He's-
The world
yeah.
needs him.
Absolutely. The world
The
does
world
need
needs him
Joey
down
Cola.
here for
Yes.
sure.
So much. So much. Who is that?
Joey Cola is a Long Island comedian. He does. He currently does the warm up for the Rachel Ray show, but he used to do the Rosie O'Donnell show. He did Martha Stewart's show.
Oh, Tony, you can never tell when I'm joking. I know
Oh.
Joey Cola.
You got me.
He's been
President.
well. That's what we do. That's what we do. Well, we're not slapping Hitler's testicles like a pinata on our birthdays and President's Day.
Right.
He's brought up there for pure joy, pure happiness. We whack him with a gigantic bat, like the Negan bat. Did you know that actually? Funny story about the Negan bat. On
Okay.
The Walking Dead.
Yes.
The writer for The Walking Dead, he had a near-death experience, and he popped up into heaven right as I was swinging at Hitler's crotch with a bat covered in barbed wire.
Wow.
Lucille.
It is called Lucille. That was a little flourish that he had done
Did he
when
take
he got
it
back.
like a champ when you hit him?
Well, this is what happened. By the way, there's nothing more substantive and enjoyable than whacking Hitler in the crotch with a baseball bat covered in barbed wire. The funny thing is you have to be really good aim because, of course, he only has one testicle.
Interesting.
So I went to go whack him in the testicle. This writer pops up right in front. I whack him in the head.
Oh, my
Eye
goodness.
pops out. When you get hit in heaven, you have to say that way. You're in your little enclave, so you don't know this, but you have to say that way. We can't have this fella. He seemed like a nice guy. We can't have him sitting through eternity with an eye popping out.
Of course.
Like poor Glenn. So we had to send him back.
Oh, interesting.
So we sent him back, but he remembered all of this.
Oh, goodness.
So he was able to use the barbed wire bat in The Walking Dead. And for some reason, the show turned to crap. I watch. I used to anyway.
So, all right. So the eye popping out in heaven.
Yep.
Does that mean when I get? Well, assuming I'm going to get there, you put in a good word for me. Do I get my
I
leg
will now.
Do I get my leg back when I go?
You will.
Really?
3 of them.
Oh, I have 2 out of the 3 still.
Delightful.
So I only need 1 more.
Are you related to John Denver? Possibly. Quite possibly. It sounds it.
Yeah, but I hope to not follow his lead in heaven. Nothing personal. I just
Tony,
No,
your
no.
leg is going to be so powerful. Don Knotts up there will call you Gus. Only you and I get that reference, I think. You will kick field goals like there's no tomorrow. Scott
my
Norwood would be jealous.
Have you guys? Speaking of dead celebrities, have you guys met Nicki Minaj's father yet? He just died over the weekend. So I don't know.
No.
Have you guys ever on the welcoming committees or anything?
I mean, the last time I heard Minaj, it was the French and Indian War, and there was no Nicki involved.
Oh my goodness!
I had met her father.
You have. You were
I
part of the
have.
welcoming committee for him.
I have. I was.
Yes.
I was. Fantastic fellow.
Is that right?
Very, very nice man. Very nice man.
Who have you done a lot of welcoming? You know, have you met a lot of people as they
What
enter?
else am I going to do, Tony? What else am I going to do? I've read, talked to Einstein. Not a good time.
Really?
Yeah, not a good time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so am I, believe me, because Toby got his time up there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I am on the welcoming committee.
Okay.
Met a lot of people. It's been a good time.
What do you guys feel about President's Day? You know, you get a lot of companies using you guys for sales and for advertising purposes and comedic reasons. You know, does that upset you?
Doesn't bother me. What
Do
am
you
I
get
gonna
any
do?
Residuals?
Nah, man. What am I going to do with money up in heaven? Everything you want is up in heaven.
Oh yeah, is that right?
Like, what do I need? Another couple of
Except for the
knees?
funnel cakes. They're these sugared funnel cakes.
Sugar funnel
They're
cakes. They don't
delicious.
have them.
They smell so good.
So why aren't they up there?
No, they are, but they charge money.
Oh, really?
I don't get it.
I don't get that either.
And it's a little tantalizing. Not gonna lie to you. You get up there, and you're like, oh, I'll have a funnel cake. Oh, they're cheap. They're 50 cents.
Sure.
I've had the churro. I think that's
Delightful,
what they call
right?
it. Yeah.
The chocolate sauce.
Oh no, I've had just the one with the cinnamon sugar on it. The churro.
Very nice too.
That I would have invaded more land in my time if I knew that I could have gotten some of those things.
Sure.
Those are
Sure, manifest destiny the crap out of that.
yeah.
Sure.
Did either one of you? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, when Betty White was alive when you guys were president, did
She
either?
babysat my kids.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did any of you,
my
have
parents.
have relations with her? She was a good-looking woman in her day.
She's a fine-looking woman now.
Oh, sure.
Well,
She was too old.
She was too old for you.
I mean, she was, I think, 63
Right.
when I was president, and we that was my horse looked better. That's just me. I'm into
Horses.
Women under the age of 62 who babysat both my kids and my parents.
Do we have another call? Is it not working? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hi, you're live on the Knockem Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Good evening, America. How you doing this evening?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good over here.
Where's over here?
I just wanted to ask real quick question.
Sure.
From one George to another. Are you taking care of Barney for me?
Barney
Fife or Rubble?
My dog, man.
Oh, that bitch. I haven't seen Barney in some time.
Well, that's just a shame.
Yeah, but
And just for the record, there, Mr. Lincoln, when Cheney comes up, I'll make sure he doesn't come after you.
Cheney come up?
When Cheney comes to visit, I'll tell him to make sure don't go after the man with the tall hat.
I don't think I'll be seeing Cheney.
He's a good man.
Is he?
Great skills. He was the head of the policies, for all the good presidentes that are up and around.
Well, all right. All right, I certainly will stay away from Cheney if I see him with a birdshot gun.
yeah, we don't have many quails up in heaven.
No.
And,
Certainly not Dan Quayle. little see ya rotting in hell joke.
Well, he's also alive.
Speaking about
he?
Quayle,
Is he really?
if you don't mind, I got to get back to diddling with with Laura. She's trying to manscape me. I'm going to get ready for a big president election that's happening soon, sometime here in November. And adios, Sabado, Cinco de Gallo, Cinco de Mayo.
I suggest.
That's what they say.
I like to suggest that you watch a little Professor Fedora. You can educate yourself a little bit.
Don't know who that gentleman is, but I heard he's a great guy.
He is. Yes. He's
And
great.
he's a great American.
Absolutely. As are you, sir. Thank you for calling.
We'll make sure
All right.
to tell Thomas F. Dalton that you said hello to.
Thank you very much. You gentlemen take care now. I
too now.
got to get back.
All right. That was very nice, Barney. I didn't
So
know
glad
that
you've got simpletons being able to call here.
That's
Who was that?
That pretty much sums it up.
Who was that?
That was 42.
Oh, I stopped
No,
watching.
43, sorry,
I stopped
43.
watching after 36.
43. He had a
Yes.
good movie too.
I didn't know he had a dog named Barney. Wow, the phones are out of control today.
Well, we've got 2 presidents, for Christ's sake.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely right.
You know.
As it should be. As it should be. Hi, you there? Hello, you there?
Hi, this is Don Ives calling in from 92.3 Heaven FM to the Knockem Comedy Show. How are you?
Don Imus. Wow. Well,
Jeez.
we're honored to have you from calling from heaven. Well, assuming from heaven, but
No, he's not.
yeah, no. But this is a President's Day. It's not a dead DJ day.
Well, of course it isn't, but not many people knew that when I was alive, I had many Jewish roots, and I'd like to comment on Mr. Lincoln's talking about hitting old Adolf Hitler in the private area. I happen to have been there when it happened, and Mr. Lincoln, I got to say, when you cracked that bat into his private parts, I got a throbbing erection, if you know what I mean. So keep up the good work, okay, pal?
Thank you, Don Imus. Thank you for that call.
I heard where Don is, his salsa is pretty mild compared to the atmosphere.
I bet. I bet.
Another person who kind of tried to undo the good work I had done.
Say hi to Fred.
So let me ask you both. What would you do differently if you guys were presidents today in this, or what would you do? I should say, not differently. What would you do in this climate, in the climate of tweets and universal health care and all just the internet in general, just all the craziness in this world today? What would you like to accomplish if you were presidents today?
Well, being that I just woke up this morning.
As most people do, they wake up in the morning.
Well, I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Temporal relations are just not up.
Oh, you just woke
not a
up this
thing.
morning just to be here? You slept for several years just to be here today?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I woke up in the sweet, soft, cuddly arms of John Denver,
Yes.
grabbed a robe, and came right here. But in the
Nice.
way, I've been checking out some of the news, some of the craziness that's going on.
Yes. I see you've learned how to use a cell phone in heaven.
Well, sure. You know.
Sure.
Come on.
Oh yeah, I'm impressed. I think that's great.
Yeah, we do have 6G. I mean, it's
You have
like
6G in heaven.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. There's so much craziness going on. There's the vaccination, the COVID
Yes.
vaccination going on. I'm against it. I'm against all vaccinations.
You're against
I'm against.
vaccination.
I am what they call the anti-vaxxer.
Why?
Well, it's like this. Heaven,
Heaven.
wonderful place. Love being there.
Sure.
Let's be honest. I think George will admit this with me. A lot of old people.
Okay.
A lot of old people.
Well, makes sense.
I love anti-vaxxers because we'll get a lot more younger people in heaven. It'll bring the average age down.
Is that the
Everyone-
goal in heaven? Is that something you guys discuss?
It's a personal thing myself.
okay, yeah.
I'm a with it kind of guy. I like excitement. I like adventure. I like talking to young people. Well, there's no young people up in heaven. Very, very few. Very few. With no vaccines, there'll be plenty of young people. Plenty of young people up in heaven for me to converse with, talk about, get to gab about Macklemore and DJ Skrillex.
Oh, wow.
Some of my favorites. But I
Really?
only get to learn about these things once in a while.
Macklemore.
Love the guy.
Really?
Oh, I love to dance.
Is that right?
Love it. Love it.
Are we?
With no vaccines, there'll be plenty of young people.
Would
up
you
there.
like to? I could put some Macklemore on. You feel like dancing here today?
Still haven't had my 18th cup of coffee.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I was a big coffee guy. Me and Teddy Roosevelt love going for coffee.
Nice.
Pots of coffee.
Pots of coffee.
Good time. It's a good time.
Interesting.
Yes, but the craziness with the COVID, the tweets, ridiculous. I said 14 words.
Your whole life.
Well, the presidency anyway. I gave to the chin music quite a lot. The old balloon juice, loved it.
3 of those words were "this place sucks."
100% right. Because of the slavery you started. So,
I didn't start it.
well, you didn't finish it either.
It started in Europe, and it came from other countries too. I didn't start it.
They cut it off in Europe. You monster. So, if you know, what's the most famous thing I ever? The Gettysburg Address, right?
Yes.
Gettysburg Address was 3 minutes long. In those days, a tweet. That used correct English, words strung together. I used, get this, sit down for this, people of the modern age, I used punctuation, or punctuation, as we would call it when we were trying to impress French go-go dancers. Yes.
I mean, if I could be blunt,
Please.
Your 3-minute speech was longer than 3 minutes, and nobody cared about you throwing in your 2 U's to anybody.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
George boy, how many of your speeches do people talk about?
Don't
recite.
Did you even give speeches, George? You just pointed
I
and
didn't
gave
need
directions,
to.
right?
I'd be
point
like,
and-
listen, we're going in this boat. We're going that way. When the artist comes by, just freeze. Shit's going to be worth a lot of money one day. We're going to go over there. The guy's like, I'm freezing. All right, so cut your toe off. We got shit to do. You know? This guy, where the British are invaded. All right, so let's go beat them up. You know?
That's it.
We did it before. We'll do it again.
So with the pandemic, you would have gone to China to beat people up?
Nah, it's different. In my time, I saw that stuff was going, like when states became states and we were independent of England, everyone wanted like one central leader. And I was like, listen, this is the problem. Having one person run everything is a problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to be president. I don't think we should have one ruler because then it becomes a dictatorship. I don't even believe in a party because one party will create dissension among everybody else. And you see it today. Even after I was president and this stuff was still going on, I was like, listen, we need to have another Articles of Confederation and we need to get all this stuff done. We need to have another Continental Congress. We need to talk about these states, like everyone should be equal.
Yes.
There really shouldn't be a party system. So technically, I was considered a Federalist because they had to tie my name to a party. But it was either you were a loyalist, which meant you were loyal to the crown, like Dave Matthews was, or you were something else. So they had to tie a name to something else. Like today's music. Nathaniel Rateliff, I thought he was going to say something like, I regret, but I have one guitar to play on Saturday Night Live the other night.
Yep.
With that kind of name. Guy's great. Redemption, great song.
Yep.
Lovely. Love it.
Yeah, but my thing is that by having a two-party system, it's like watching a sports game. You're either for this team or against this team. So there's a lot of connections they have. Not everybody is a fan of both teams. Some people just like the sport, so they enjoy watching the sport. And that's kind of how it was in my time. Like everyone was united. Listen, we want them gone. Granted, some people live like fat cats because they were loyal to the crown, but things had to be broken up. So they were like, "You want to be the leader? Yeah, sure, but I'm no more qualified than anybody else. I'm not afraid to say it.
Excellent, George. That's
That's why I'm on the buck."
why you're on the.
That's why I'm on the buck.
And the quarter. And
That's
the
right,
quarter.
too. Right. Well, and yourself too. The $5 bill and the penny.
Yeah, we do have that in common. And the disgust with the dissolution of the equality two-party system. We're repulsed by it. That's something
Yeah.
we'll always have.
Yeah.
We'll always have.
And even, you could say you're independent. You could say you're part of any party, but I feel like today's day and age, everyone's quick to label and assume that you all agree on one particular thing. Whereas back in our time, it was a lot simpler. You were against tyranny or you were for it.
100% right. Plus, the dissolution of an actual decent educational system and people over the past 50 or 60 years has created a population who can only cheer as if a Coke and Pepsi debate was being done, and instead of understanding the nuance and the actual intellectualization of a political debate.
Right. And sometimes, unfortunately, you could have a grassroots campaign for Mr. Pibb. It's not going to get much clout other than with the college kids.
Well, Mr. Pibb will always have my heart. I love that Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb.
Big fan of Mellow Yellow. We don't get much of that up in heaven.
We do
Oh,
not.
is that right? Yeah.
We do not. It saddens me.
What
are you going to do?
I need to shift gears a little bit. Carrie's all upset that that the misogynistic white men aren't checking in on Sally's thoughts. So she's starting trouble.
Well, you know, it's like
Sally's
this, Carrie.
fixing phone lines right now. So.
And of course, as a misogynistic white man, I'm talking over Sally because I'm a product of my times. But that is not true. That is not true. The problem is this: that Mary Todd had instilled in me. She was very jealous, and she instilled in me an inability to talk to women. Although I am a man of freedom, believing in freedom, both for all races and creeds, sexual orientations, genders, and, of course, the comelier sex.
Did he say comelier?
That's what he said.
Why is it always dirty with you people? Please, Sally, what do you think about all of this?
Yeah, sorry. I like just so you guys know, I'm like there's something wrong with the phone line, so I'm trying to like take phones out and put phones in. So if I'm not saying anything, sorry about that. I'm just
That's quite all right. And if I may,
technically having a moment here. Thanks.
And I think Carrie, certainly no offense, but I would like to point out that not tying into traditional gender roles, Sally is the technical person here. She's in charge of these mysterious wires and electricity and these strange glass and metal boxes that I don't understand. By the way, hold on, I got to check my tweet feed. Good. So that is why she's not speaking, not chiming in, as one would say. So please don't think.
Christian wants to know if everyone in heaven gets these stunning robes, or is it just former presidents?
You have to be in the hotel that John Denver stays at.
Captain Jack, I have to address this. Sally, maybe I'll address it with you tomorrow. Captain Jack's been taking a lot of shots at me lately. I'm not really sure what that's about. And he's having a good time with me today.
Is it because you'll deny that he won't get you high in life?
Yeah, that might be. Might be.
But he may get you a couple of houses run into out east.
What is he saying about you?
Well, he's saying that Tony's dying and taking them with me. And he said something else. I forget what it was. But even other days, he tells me.
You think he's mean to you?
Lately.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
What's that about?
Carrie needs a massage, she says.
Maybe because you read Carrie messages, and Captain Jack's like sticking up for me.
I what? I leave Carrie messages?
You're reading massage messages from Carrie.
In terms of alcohol, does Abe Lincoln prefer a beer or a shot?
Therapy. You can't hurt me. You cannot hurt me.
Carla Okeson likes your hats.
A little something about this hat. If you notice me adjusting it, it is very tight. It is squeezing my brain, and I think possibly this was the hat I was wearing. They gave me right after the assassination attempt, and being back up in heaven, everything's fine again. So I think I have a little more head than hat. I think I'm getting squished. And the temporal relations are tough.
Well, that reminds me of the famous line from that great movie. I just lost it.
Beetlejuice?
What?
Beetlejuice?
Close.
Incredible Mr. Limpet?
Close. I bet she gives great helmet.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, thank you. Had a brain fart there. Right, so talking about the hat made me think of that line. I bet she gives great helmet.
Wow.
Did not see you playing with your toys again.
Right.
What we got here?
So I wanted to ask you, Mr. President Washington.
Yes.
Clarify your death, because we've been talking about Abe Lincoln's death. You died from a sore throat?
I mean, by today they would have called it COVID. But it was a little bit of a, I mean, it was what it was you could die from a splinter back then.
True. Yeah.
I mean, we had typhoid, tuberculosis. I mean, there were so many diseases, no vaccinations. You got what you got, and but we all agreed a cough was a noble way to go out.
Absolutely.
A case of the itchy throat, or the bubble guts. Some people went
bubble
out like
guts.
that.
The bubble guts.
Yeah, a case of the hot snakes. Everybody went out differently. So I had but leading cause of death. was sore throat, not COVID. I just want to dispel any rumors of people that are out there now trying to juice up my statistics so that Mount Vernon could get a kickback, Mount Vernon Hospital.
Or suddenly we're going to hear that, COVID's been around for 250 years. It hasn't hurt anyone except George Washington.
Right, and bats have been around longer than I have.
Backs?
Bats.
Oh, bats.
Yeah.
Like the one we hit Hitler in the nuts with? In the nut?
No, the little delicious.
Oh, those.
Things,
yeah,
Well,
sure.
and it makes sense because Fauci's been around for 250 years as well. Him and Betty White.
Yeah. Well, he has to be careful because my throat started to sound like that. And we didn't know what polyps were. We just thought, like Fred Sanford, we just thought that you drank a big glass of gravel and that's how you would talk for the rest of your life.
Sure. Interesting. Mr. President Lincoln, somebody who brought it up there, Jeff Bosey wants to know if you still hang out with Bill and Ted. And then Ken Pichelle is asking about Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. How true was that movie? Like, what was it? Did they really change a lot of facts, or?
First of all, for Bill and Ted, love the kids.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Once again, young people love them.
Right.
Love them. Love the Bill and Ted thing. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer. Mm-hmm. I was so happy that film came out.
Really?
I really was, because that is my number 2. President worked hard. Number 2, hunting vampires. That is what I did.
Interesting.
In the off hours,
Right.
in the off hours. Very
is 39th
true. I'm surprised
President of the
the truth
United-
came to light.
I'm surprised it took as long as it did.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I. Things don't stay down too long, especially when they've been bitten by the undead and then they pop
Or
back
when
out.
you're snuggling with John Denver.
Excellent.
Who's on the phone with us?
Hello. This is a long-time listener, first-time caller. This is 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter.
Oh, hello there, Jimmy Carter. Nice to hear from you.
I really only have one comment, and I'll take the reactions when I go off.
He's so kind.
I've lived much longer than either of you bitches. Suck it.
Oh, is that? Wow.
What?
Jimmy Carter said, "Suck it."
He made some kind of comment that he lived longer than we did.
Well, listen. His prostate, I don't think lasted that long, or his pancreas.
Well, to paraphrase a famous quote, some of us went out with a bang and not a whimper.
I mean, I'm not going to say I wish a peanut allergy on the guy.
Well, that makes one of us, George. That makes one of us.
I wish I had teeth like that.
Yeah. Them and the Osmonds family, right? Nice
All
teeth.
the Osmonds, man, they could light up a room.
Yep, absolutely.
Just smiles.
Yep. So the big question I have for you two as presidents, big important issue. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. What do you think this year?
I remember seeing the list not too long ago. Do you remember any of them? I'm trying to think.
Nominees.
Jay Giles Band was one of them.
I'm gonna use my bedeviling box of glass and steel.
Tina Turner is a nominee.
Okay.
Carole King.
Both should go in.
Dionne Warwick.
No.
Devo.
Yes.
Which I can tell, from your wardrobe, you must be a big Devo fan.
Devo, I mean, their contribution to rock as far as art, sort of like Talking Heads, how it's more about the art really it was more about the art than the music. Contributed a lot more. Not that Dionne Warwick didn't. Notorious B.I.G. was in last year.
Yes.
So not to go back to Dave Matthews, but Dave Matthews Band was up last year or 2 years. I think it was last year. And by the fans, they had, I think, over 1 million more votes than any other. The next one, I think, was Whitney Houston or the Notorious B.I.G. But the Dave Matthews Band had, I think, like 1.5 million votes. And then I think the next was Notorious B.I.G. with like 400,000. Or Whitney, like one of them was second by like a significant difference.
Right.
And they didn't get in. And I think it's because you have to think of the contribution they have to me. It's no longer the contribution of rock, obviously. It's a contribution you have
it's music.
to music, but culture also. They in many respects, like Fish, are musicians that picked up where the Grateful Dead left off, as far as constant touring. More, you go for the live show. You don't. Studio album is okay, but the live show is always better and never the same. But so their contribution to music itself, culture more, I think, than music. Although they're very accomplished musicians. Carter Beauford's one of the greatest drummers ever that
Absolutely.
no one's heard of.
Agreed.
But who else? Like, are there any bands from the 70s or?
Well, I have this mysterious glass
you have
box has given. Maybe we can go.
Yes, thank
up
you,
and
Mr.
down.
President.
You
Yes.
know, that's what I do. Things I did things.
Yes.
Things get done when Lincoln's in charge. Things get done and then undone by my jackass vice president. The worst in the top 3 worst presidents we've ever had.
Oh my goodness.
Andrew Johnson, a steaming pile of crap.
Could he spell potato?
He no, but he'd get his southern slave-owning friends to have people dig them up for him because he was a screaming bag of shit. I hate that. You know, you leave someone in charge. This is my point. You leave someone in charge. All right, I get shot in the head. At least Andrew Johnson will continue. No, he messed it up. Got on his knees for the South and never got up again. He's burning in hell. It doesn't matter. Anyway, my point is this.
Why'd you have him as your running mate then? Why'd you have him as your running mate?
Well, as you eloquently put before, the two-party system. He was forced on me because I wouldn't have been able to become president in my second term unless I had a Southerner balancing out the ticket. It was one of the first times of balancing out the ticket is when they threw Andrew Johnson down my throat.
Gotcha. Yeah, they wanted me to just keep running, and I was like, nah, I'm good, fam.
And by the way, may I tip of the hat, an awfully big hat, very good for you for backing out after 2. Say no.
Yeah.
And then that FDR, we'll talk about him later. Anyway.
Oh, today's the anniversary. Oh, no, not today.
What's that?
Earlier this year was the anniversary of his 4 freedoms, back January 6th when they stormed the Capitol. That was 1941, 11 months before Pearl Harbor.
Right.
He had announced the 4 freedoms.
Well, let me ask you this then, and I'll make this our last question. January 6th, you would have just walked in there on your own and just shot everybody. That's how you would have stopped it. That's my.
Which side am I on? Am I in the Capitol or am I storming the Capitol?
Ooh, good question. Well, you tell us. You're George Washington.
Yeah, I'm very disconnected from this culture. It's not. I think Abe could agree with me. It's not
Good answer.
how it was when, as Gen Xers look at millennials. This generation is so lost on me. So I mean, we could say that it was mostly peaceful. Someone earlier in the last 4 years had said they seemed like good people. Got in a lot of trouble for saying that. I've heard that people claim to be locked in rooms that were nowhere near where people were, that they were like a quarter to a half a mile away from where the siege took place. I've heard that there were implants, there were moles. Not to be, different from the Culper spies, or not to be dissimilar or similar to the Culper ring that I had, but people were believed that there were moles and implants there that started this, and then other people just followed suit.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't even know your way around, right? A lot of that area, you didn't live there.
Mount Vernon, yo. It's up on a hill with Martha, just hanging like. What is this stuff?
Just chilling and bugging like DJ
Yeah.
D-Love. Yeah.
I'm all about bugging, yo. Mad love, yo. And my Mustang, yo. Passing trees, yo. Bip, bap, skibbity bap.
All right. So get this. So for the last half an hour, the stream's been cutting out. The phone hasn't worked.
Yes.
I swapped out a phone, then it worked. But then it didn't. And then it worked again. And then it didn't. And then we cut out again. And then...
We're on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it turns out that Verizon was checking the lines and assured everyone here in the building that nothing would be affected. But I didn't know that they were checking the lines. So the entire time I'm like, Like, why in the world is shit working 1 5-minute session and not the next? And so I'm like, what's broken? Is it the internet? And then so finally I find out that we just didn't know that today was the day of the test.
Wow.
So anyway, I'm back. Sorry about all that. Wish I would have the last half an hour of my life back.
But we've been recording the whole thing, so we'll post the recording later on today.
Yes, we will.
So does Verizon get a 65 on this test, or
Yeah,
a 60?
easy.
They're
Easy.
not so
Well, 65 is
48.
passing, right?
Yeah, I mean, do they get extra time for this, double time for this test? What's going on?
Well, I'm sure they'll bring down our bill.
Yeah.
Sure.
They'll
Sure they will.
They'll make it
You
up
know what?
somehow.
I'd like to talk about January
Yes,
6th.
please. I was
again.
going to ask you too about
Well,
it.
thank
Yes.
you. Before there's time constraints. As you know, they don't really mean much to me. Well, I do know that people believe that there was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moles. People believe there were moles. There are also people who believe in Santa Claus, and once those people stop shitting their pants, they stop believing in Santa Claus. And I stopped believing in moles. I'll tell you this. There's nothing I like better than taking a bullet in the head and then waking up 100 years later and seeing the Confederate flag being walked around the Capitol. Nothing makes me feel fucking better.
Wow.
Nothing.
I think he's being sarcastic.
Nothing makes, thank you, Sallie, a diviner of truth and sarcasm. Thank you. Yes, nothing makes me feel better than me leaving a good 4 ounces of gray matter over Mary Todd's dress, watching some half-witted Baldwin trip over the American flag. By the way, do you know that's how he hurt his leg? He was jumping off the balcony.
Yes.
His leg was twisted in the American flag. A little bit of symbolism there, and then he hit the ground and blah, 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 broke his ankle. Good for him. Much worse came to him.
Good old Winky.
Yes.
Wilkie, excuse me.
So, January 6th, seeing the Confederate flag flying around. Not the proudest moment in American history, and certainly not something me, took a big ball of lead in the hat rack for. I'd like to put that one down.
If you had a handheld mic, you would drop it right now.
I would drop it right now, but I drop it right in front of Mitch McConnell's crotch, which I would also pulverize into wheatina. Another one sucking at the big, giant, well, you know, weenus that is his wife's Chinese mob-connected family.
I didn't know Abe Lincoln was so vulgar. I never read that in any of the books.
Well, you know, Tony, when you take a bullet in the head and people piss in the hole in your fucking skull, Abe Lincoln tends to get a little bit saucy.
All right, well, go kill a few vampires and make yourself feel better.
That's why I did it. That's why I was doing it. Well,
there is a lot of Lincoln rage going on.
If I had died from a cough, maybe I'd be a little bit more laconic, my friend. But I didn't.
Jeez.
I went a little bit more macho. Hello. Somebody had said before, do I and Reagan have conversations about the bullet we took?
You were shot from behind. That's like a coward way to go out.
And that's what he's still doing with John Denver.
Fredo was shot in the back of the head, too.
That's right. Oh, she was.
Who?
Frida.
Fredo.
Oh, Fredo.
Fredo Corleone.
I thought he said Frida.
Me too. I thought we were talking about Mexican
the
artists all
artist.
of a sudden. Like, I don't
Mexican
remember her.
artist.
Same unibrow.
That lovely.
I was like, she was shot in the back of the head.
She also said Hail Marys, but she wasn't
Dios
catching fish.
mio. So wait, George. I was trying to be kind to you slave-owning son of a bitch. Going after her. You're freed slave. You followed her into New York. He had a country to run, and you're running after one slave that you owned. So are you making a correlation between Lincoln and Fredo? We're on the record now, right? Verizon has fixed their problem.
I'm hoping they're done.
So we are now on record. You're going on record. I say on President's Day, my day, sharing a quarter of the real estate on Mount Rushmore with one other great president.
I'm up in the front, though.
I got Teddy Roosevelt. He and I were hanging out. Love that Teddy. So you're saying that Fredo and Lincoln are of the same constancy?
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the Knockem
Throat-tickling
Radio Show.
motherfucker. We're going to the mattresses.
Who's there?
Hello, this is Richard Nixon, the 37th President of the United States.
Oh, it's a pleasure, President Nixon. I actually met you once, so it's nice to talk to you for a second time.
I remember, but you definitely had another leg when I met you.
That is correct. I did have 2 legs, yes.
So I'm just calling because I noticed you're having some trouble with your recording instruments. I was wondering if you needed any help with that.
It does appear to be working now. Are you? Is that something that you've educated yourself with since you've been in the heaven?
Well, no, I knew extensively about recording things when I was on Earth.
Wow. Yeah. Well, apparently you didn't
And you know
enough.
what? That is pretty funny that you think I'm in heaven.
Well, true. So you're not? Are you hanging out with Wilkie down there?
Loki, yeah, we're having a great time here, I can tell you.
We do seem to be okay now with our technology. We do really appreciate the help.
I just wanted to check because I'm all about helping people, get elected. I mean, with their recordings.
That's right. You're not a crook. You're an IT guy.
And
I'm not
Dick,
a no.
Tricky Dick, I'll say hello to Checkers for you.
Suck it to me.
Thank you, Tricky Dick, for calling. Wow, is it nice? This is like a reunion today. All the presidents.
I play with Checkers all the time.
You do play with Checkers.
Play with Checkers.
Yes.
His dog was a wonderful little scamp. He's buried in Wantagh.
I did not. Oh, you know what? I did know that.
It's a fascinating story. We probably don't have time for it, but if you have time to check it out, the story of the political intrigue. This is a true story. The political intrigue of Checkers the dog, and that dog is the reason Richard Nixon became president.
The dog's the reason Richard Nixon became president. Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
It is a fascinating, true, absolutely true story. Basically, I'll do it really quickly.
All right. Just like John Denver. Sorry. Go ahead.
John Denver.
Yes.
He's got the slow hands.
No, that's Eric Clapton, and he's alive.
No, yes. Well, that's a whole other story. But John Denver,
that's further on up the road.
That's actually about a week and a half, from what I hear on the memo on the board. Week and a half. We'll see, Eric.
A lot of tears. So
anyway, go. Yes. Ding dong dell. So Checkers the dog, right before when Richard Nixon was running for president, he was taking bribes. He was taking all kinds of gifts.
No kidding.
And they were
dog,
like,
Sallie. He had to lay her down. Sorry.
That makes Abe Lincoln sad. Abe Lincoln loves dogs.
Dogs cause of death. Cocaine.
We're at a crossroads right now.
Promises.
We're the only two that know what we're talking about.
Do we make a Layla down joke yet or no?
Yeah.
No. All right.
But that dog walked like a bearded rainbow. I tell you, if I could have a badge for...
Anyone for tennis?
She was the sunshine of my love.
This is a white room.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm going to just throw it all out there right now. I'm going to end this, and I'm going to say thank you, John Dorsick. Thank you, Will Sharon.
I don't know who that is. I am going to now go back to the warm and loving embrace of John Denver while he sings to me in his sweet, sweet sounds. Hopefully he hasn't been at the liquor. As I've been
I'm gonna take this hat off and go back to looking like President Taft. Because when you said to me, "Can I come in on President's Day?" I have a George Washington wig. I'm like, yeah, the guy that would be more likely to get stuck in a bathtub. You look at me, you think George Washington. Thank you so much. Are my teeth that fucked up that you think of that more than my Rubenesque body?
It really came down to who would actually do this. That's what it came down to.
It honestly came down to
who would be the good. Well, it came down to
the intelligent answers to come up with.
And then
these presidents.
and then we're also talking about like who doesn't have to work. So we figured, well, school's off because we never get to see you because you're at school all the time. You know, you're at, like for those of you that don't know, Will's a math teacher in the city, so we never get to see him. So we knew that it would be like a day off today.
We've been remote since like mid-November.
Yeah.
And even during the day, like I wish, like I don't have breaks set up where I could watch more than like maybe 10 minutes of the show, and I not that I could watch it when I'm in school anyway, but I miss like especially breaks in the summer where we get to watch and comment and stuff. Like the other day, it was funny.
And I'm sure, like even today, I bet you're busy because like the kids are busy. They're doing work. I'm sure you're doing work for school anyway on your day off. So
well,
thanks for coming in.
The marking period ended right before the break, so I still have a ton of graded. Like, and it's we gave tests right before the end, so grades are due when we come back. And it's like, let's be honest, like even when we have a break, like it's unwritten.
Right.
It's understand. They know that we're working.
Absolutely.
We're giving up a couple days while we're there, which I don't mind because we're off in the summers. Like, for everyone that complains that we work too much, yeah, we do. But you know what? I get a lot of other days off that I wouldn't have had when I had a 9-to-5 job.
Sure.
So there's
it
there's
works
the
out.
trade-off.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Very nice. And everybody's well. Everybody's feeling good. Everybody's
all
right.
Yeah, I mean. My parents had COVID. We're trying to see them this week. We haven't seen them since before Thanksgiving. They were sick.
Oh wow!
When did they get sick?
They got sick right before Christmas.
Oh, bummer. Like right after Thanksgiving, I bet. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we made sure to cough on the food as much as possible.
Apparently,
but
you were really good at that.
Yeah, but like my son got tested. So apparently with kids.
Oh, your son's little.
Yeah, he didn't have it either.
Okay.
I mean, my parents had it. He didn't have it. But apparently with little kids, a headache is the number one sign.
Yeah.
So, like, he was in school, called one day. He never goes to the nurse. He's more like my wife's kid. And the nurse was like, he had a headache. You got to, can you pick him up? I'm like, okay. And then, later on that day, though, he's himself. And then all of a sudden, he's just like, he's like, I have a headache. And it was like, do you really have a headache? It was a Friday. Like, do you really have a headache? Are you trying to? He was like, nah, my head hurts. And he said he has. So we're like, listen, he has. Whether he does or he doesn't, we're both working from home. It's probably a lot easier to just keep him home for the extra day. And then they were like, yeah, but the kids need a COVID test. If a headache is, but we thought it was like runny nose, like pink eye, like all those things that would be a normal sign. No.
So a lot of times it's like a big sore throat to start out with. So like I had the same thing with my 16-year-old, he just ended up having a sore throat because I had to get him tested for him to go back to school, 3 days later. Like it happened. He had a sore throat on a Friday. So we went in immediately because I called the school. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, just tell me. And she's like, well, some parents will take their kid to a doctor and they'll determine whether he needs to get tested. But if you want to get him back the fastest, just go get him tested. And so we just did that. Yeah,
because at the school, like they won't let you back to school,
and you can't blame them.
Letter that says that you're negative.
You can't blame him, but I felt bad for Kevin because he did the first test, and the first test is just mildly up your nose, and then when you test negative for that, they're like, all right, now that it's negative, we have to really go up there. Yeah. And I was there for his face, and his face was like, how are you still in there? Type of look on his face. Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah, Willie freaked out because he thought he was getting a shot. We're like, you're not getting a shot. Yeah. He's 6. He's,
Yeah.
He's like as strong as 10 men because you can't. It's tough to hold him down. Like even for like a throat culture, I was like, dude, I promise you, you're not getting a shot. They're gonna tickle your nostril. I was like, they're gonna check your boogers with a Q-tip. He's like, what? I'm like, they're gonna pick your nose for you. Like, how awesome is that? And he's like, really? He's like, I better get some good boogers on there. I'm like, they're just gonna go beep, and that's it. No, they stabbed his toe.
They touched the brain. Yeah. But Kevin's look was like, they just touched my brain.
Yeah. He was.
Are we
cool
still
about
recording,
that.
by the way? Or?
Oh yeah, we're on.
Oh, I knew it. Your ways are strange to me.
Carrie says you guys are great sports. She's eternally indebted to you. Andrew Fremder. Abe Lincoln helped to free the slaves because he was a vampire slayer. Nobody wanted any trouble from him. However, it's also good that Harriet Tubman happened to have been a travel agent and knew how to work that underground railroad.
That's true. Interesting story about Harriet Tubman.
Yes.
Harriet Tubman did all of the things she did. She ran the Underground Railroad while being narcoleptic and epileptic because as she was trying to save a young boy, this is true, one of the slave owners George, one of the slave owners, had struck her with a big piece of a large rock, creating something I'm a little bit sensitive about.
Getting hit on the head.
Yes, a traumatic brain injury.
Yes.
And so after that, she would fall asleep immediately and have epileptic seizures.
Like she had like a permanent concussion or something.
Yes,
probably.
she had permanent brain damage from a slave owner pummeling her in the head. And after that, she would use those epileptic fits or seizures to think that she was talking to God, that she would use them as metaphysical moments to reflect and think about. Listen, I've only got 3/4 of the brain fucking left. Leave me alone. But this is true. This is very true. So she not only ran the Underground Railroad, or was an integral part of the Underground Railroad, but she did it while having narcolepsy and epileptic seizures. So if you need to bow down even further to her.
If you think you're having a difficult day.
So she's replacing Jackson on the 20, right?
She is.
Yeah, when is that going to happen? I remember hearing about that for like the last 6 years. So that would be
after
really
March
cool.
6th, when Trump gets back in, or March 4th, is that the day? The surprise thing where Trump's going to become president again. That's a big.
Oh, right. So there's a rumor that all that barbed wire around the Capitol and the National Guards. I heard about that. That D.C. is going to end up being sort of kind of how like the Vatican is in Rome, but like it's not Rome. That supposedly D.C. is going to be like a different dignitary, and that that had something to do with like the central bank is gone, and that we'll have a new United States of America. So D.C. will be a different entity, like the Capitol building, like all that stuff will be a different entity. That something like I heard March, but I also heard like May something too.
In the same way that end of the world cults push back the day of the end of the world every single time that day comes. Right. That day that there will be a separate America is going to keep on going back for the next 100 years.
Well, the Mayan calendar, really what was wrong was that they didn't predict when season 1 of that show about their motorcycle club was going to show up. That was the real... It wasn't December 12th in 2012. It was actually like 2018 that the Mayans Sons of Anarchy spinoff, of course, when it finally premiered. They couldn't get the date right because it was greenlit, and then there was a whole thing.
There was actually a big thing. It was 2020. This is like a year or two ago. They were saying, "Oh wait, no, Mayan calendar."
Right.
Yeah.
They read it backwards, and then it's no, 2021. Right. And like, I'll tell you this though. This isn't a conspiracy. This is a fact. When Old Faithful in Yellowstone blows up, we are so screwed.
That is true.
Like, forget 2012. Like even the movie 2012. Dude, I am not a conspiracy, but like I hear everything and I like look stuff up. But I've watched some stuff on Nat Geo that if Old Faithful, like whenever it's like the largest inactive or active whatever super volcano, but hasn't erupted in so long, that they said they did like a whole hypothetical because they're like it will erupt. Every like 60,000 years or something it erupts.
And where are we now? Just so I know if I'm safe.
We're like
59.99.
No, we're like based on what they've predicted. We're like 80 years past when it was supposed to.
Oh, no kidding.
But they said when you're talking in tens of thousands of years, 80 years is like seconds. But they showed like when that thing blows up, dude.
What the whole country?
No. We like there'll be a nuclear winter for us, like the East Coast. Most of the East Coast, like, because we're like Long Island, Miami, they're next to each other. The East Coast, East Coast won't be as bad because they said the ash cloud, but it'll be in the atmosphere for so long. Yeah. That's the problem. But like, if you are anywhere near like Wyoming or Utah, they're like that's like Pompeii times 10.
No kidding. Wow.
Again, good thing that I left Colorado when I did.
See?
Yeah. Like over the summer, I was like, I'd love to just do like a cross country drive with the kids.
But you'd be afraid.
I would be, but because they have those hot springs that like you can't touch, but it's so hot that like literally no bacteria can survive. So there's like all those different colors. It looks so cool, like just to see that up close.
Yeah, sure.
Just
Beautiful.
would be incredible.
There's a lot of the geysers, and Old Faithful is one of them, because when people were going across the country in the 1800s, 1700s, they would just throw their trash in there. And so still the geysers will shoot up, not so much Old Faithful because it's so, constant, but some of the other geysers, old coins, old garbage.
Oh, yeah?
Feces, refuse, will be flying out at any, so like you'll be hanging out there and suddenly like a coin or an old bottle will whack you in the head. Yeah, it's
I'm going to be a millionaire.
I got me an old timey thing.
Oh, it's the bones of that family that ate each other. What in that big winter?
This looks like a little C Pariv Donner. UPC symbol.
Donner, that was their name?
Yeah, it was a little Donner. The Donner Party was great because it's an amazing story because it's just so stupid and lazy. But basically, the Donner Party, it was one of the crazy things, but basically the Donner Party was like, first of all, the Donner Party listened to one guy in the party and said, we got to do this. And they're like, okay, but he'd never like walked more than 4 feet away from his house. But suddenly and then they were like, okay, we have to eat each other. And they're like, all right. And it's basically, there's a town right there. Nope. We gotta eat each other. It was seriously. They were
He's like, listen, I know Ethan Hawke. I've seen how this movie plays out. Some of us are gonna live.
Yeah.
All we
Some
need
live
is a
forever.
bottle cap, some wine, and some chocolates.
Or unless you're MacGyver, you just need duct tape.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Wendigo myself. Delicious. But it's just like I see lights over there. There's a town. Nope, we gotta eat each other. Let's start chomping. but I can. There's a guy there's a mailman. There's actually. I smell stew. Nope. Gotta eat each other.
I hear the harmonicas playing.
Are there flapjacks? Griddle cakes? Hoe cakes? Johnny cakes? It's breakfast. No, give me your femur. Nom, nom, nom.
Yes, fiddles and jugs.
This is exactly why we asked these two guys to come in here today.
There's that kid what plays banjo with his toes.
All right, everybody, it's time for us to get out of here.
Really?
Yeah, this was great. Thank you, John Dorsick. Thank you, Will Sharon.
Thank
Good to
you,
see
John Denver.
Thank you. It's good to have you guys back.
I gotta get this robe back to him.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Enjoy the rest of your President's Day. Today is Neil on today?
He is.
All right, at 3 o'clock, Does It Get Better with Neil and Rich. At 6:30, Steve Squared. It's their first show back in the studio. They're on tonight. Is there a work tonight? No.
There is not. It's
There's not,
it's
okay.
just the Steve Square show, and they're having guests from.
Yeah, if you guys remember a few weeks ago, we had some people from the movie Fair Market Value. They're going to be there's going to be some other people from that movie on Steve Squared tonight. I believe Judy, the producer and writer of the movie, she was with us. I believe she's with them
I
tonight.
think the Butler is on tonight, which would be fun.
Judy Tenuta
Judy Tenuta.
brings her accordion.
I haven't seen her in a long time.
No.
So that's tonight. And then tomorrow, Danny Coronado hangs out with Sallie and I for Trivia Tuesday. Don't forget, this Thursday, we have Bill Champlin, formerly of the band Chicago, zooming in with us on Thursday. Very excited about that. And then who knows what's going to happen on Friday, as Andrew Fremder will be here with us on Friday.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yep,
cool.
that's official. Andrew Fremder will be here, so get ready for that.
A lot of
Fremder
original
guitars.
jokes.
A lot of Fremder jokes.
Andrew Fremder, he's one of our, I call him extended family. He's one of the guys that watches us a lot, and he's coming in here, and who knows what in the world he's going to say and do.
Unlike us, he's part of the Whack Pack.
The Whack Pack.
Whack.
All right, that's it, right? We're good?
Yep.
Everybody have a
All
great
right.
day. Sallie and I will see you tomorrow.
Goodbye. Be
See ya.
respectful to the presidents that you, whatever.